Hi kids, welcome back. Right, this video is mostly about Tim Burton. Surely one of the strangest directors in Hollywood. Still working. I think he's kind of had his highest points back in the 80s and 90s, I think. I don't own all of his stuff, but I do own a number of my favorite movies of his. It's weird. I love his stuff, and I like his sensibilities and his weirdness. But there are certain parts of Tim Burton's career I've got no experience of. Like, I've never seen a Pee Wee Herman film. I kind of don't get Pee Wee Herman. I know he's a character and stuff, but never seen the movies and don't really feel the need to. But before we get into my thoughts on Tim Burton, I've got a bit of breaking news. I haven't been able to talk about this, but I was given the go-ahead this morning. New pop video coming out, not by me, although I did have a hand in it. The Kinks. You may remember back in August last year, I did the character designs for the 60th anniversary of You Really Got Me, which is there, and the link will be in the description. I don't really want to play it and get a copyright strike. I did the character designs for the band. This is an official video, by the way. It's not a fan video. It's from their label, and it's all been approved by Ray Davies. So some of the comments were like, oh, this isn't very good. I'm like, take it up with Ray Davies. He's fine with it. So we did that. It went down really well. In the last couple of months, I've been working on a new release. Well, it's not a new release. It's a re-release of a 1981 song called Destroyer. And that video is coming out like next week. There's just a couple of minor changes to be done. And again, I've drawn the characters. I haven't done any of the animation. I haven't done any of the background stuff and that. I just done the characters. And my mate, Gareth, has done everything else. He's done an amazing job. And these are lyric videos. They're not meant to be fully animated epics. They're reasonably low budget, but they're good fun. You know, it's kind of like bringing the awesome music of the Kinks to a new generation of listeners, possibly. I know some of the purists are a little bit, snooty about it, but look, the Kinks like it. I like it. It's getting music out to people who, like me, I was never a huge Kinks fan. Like, I'm still not a huge Beatles fan, but with the Kinks, over the years growing up, I thought, well, I like this song, I like that song, and I like this song, I like that song. And then all of a sudden someone tells you all of those are by the Kinks. You go, oh, right, they've done all those. So this is a song that I've never heard before called Destroyer, which is kind of based on the bass line of All Day and All of the Night, which is another one of their huge hits. And I heard it described as, although it's 1981, it's like an early rap tune. It's not so much rap, but there's a lot of spoken lyrics in there as well. So although rap music, didn't get, had already been well established by 1981, this is a very interesting turn for the Kinks. Obviously, they've shaken off their 60s Austin Powers look, and now they're going a little bit sort of alternative, new wave punky with it. Great song, though. Great song. It's all about paranoia. Right. So as soon as that's up, I'll do a video and put the link in the description there. But you can watch You Really Got Me right now on the official Kinks YouTube channel. So thank you to Gareth for dragging me in on this video, and also to the Kinks themselves and the record label for doing these videos. Great fun. Okay, back to Tim Burton. The reason I'm talking about Tim Burton is I'm going to London tomorrow morning. I'm actually going to Cardiff tonight to stay over because I've got a very, very early bus and a 4-hour bus ride to London. If only I could afford the train, right? Anyway, answer in the comments, how do you deal with very long bus journeys? I mean, I guess the main thing is have some music to have some snacks, have something to read or sleep, and make sure you go completely empty toilet-wise before you go. But going back to Tim Burton, I'm going to see the World of Tim Burton exhibition. I want to give a shout out to Mr. E Models on YouTube. He did a video recently about the Tim Burton thing, and I think he was filming, even though he wasn't supposed to be filming, the exhibition in Paris. And I commented underneath going, dang it, I missed the London one, without looking it up. And someone commented underneath my comment and said, no, it's still in London till the 26th of May. I'm like, so there is chance. So I've booked myself a ticket for tomorrow. I haven't been to London since last year when I did some filming for the currently frozen hiatus on the shelf Bloody Students, where I was filming Nicola Cunningham as a cameo. For those of you who don't know, that's Nicola Cunningham. What a legend. She's wonderful. Anyway, hopefully that film will see the light of day one day. Like I say, I'm a big fan of most of Tim Burton's stuff, and there's a lot of stuff I don't know about, I don't touch. For example, the Planet of the Apes movie. We don't talk about that. I tried to watch Dumbo when it came out, and I couldn't get through it, probably because Dumbo's not one of my favorite films. Even the animated one, but I am told it's worth a second watch, so it's good, so I might give that a go. I've got some DVDs here of some of my favorite Tim Burton stuff. Like I said, I've never seen any Pee Wee Herman movies. Weirdly, Tim Burton always works with, or mostly works with, two of my favorite actors who we shall see in this DVD collection, Michael Keaton, Johnny Depp. Anyway, let's go on to, how many have I got? I've only got 6. Okay, I wish I had a couple more, but at number 6, Sleepy Hollow, The Legend of the Headless Horseman. A weird one for Tim Burton. It's, obviously it's a kind of folk tale, but Johnny Depp's hilarious in it, and it's an interesting film. The Headless Horseman, obviously played by 2 people, Ray Park, aka Darth Maul, and Christopher Walken when he had his head. Number 5, interesting one this, The Corpse Bride. Again, based on a folk tale, beautifully animated. I got a friend who did a little bit of animation on this. I got 2 friends who worked on this, actually. I went to see this in a cinema when it came out. I bunked off from college to go watch this with some friends, and I was asleep in 10 minutes. I find it... How long is this film? 74 minutes. I find it hard to stay, like, I think there's probably too many songs in it, but aesthetically, I mean, look at it, it's beautiful. Interesting film. And stunning stars, obviously Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Paul Whitehouse, and more. I think even Stephen Fry's in it, I can't remember. Edward Scissorhands, an early-ish Tim Burton one, not far off his Pee Wee Herman days. Probably the first time he worked with Johnny Depp, unless I'm mistaken. Again, a fairy tale. This is very much Tim Burton's wheelhouse. Strange gothic characters, and it's almost like stop motion come to life. Very bizarre. Again, very bizarre. Beetlejuice, the original, with Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis and Winona Ryder, and of course Michael Keaton. Again, this is very much Tim Burton's heyday, his high point. Michael Keaton firing on all cylinders, and I recently watched Beetlejuice, the second one, and Keaton hasn't lost an ounce of energy, and he's in his mid to late 70s now, isn't he? and he still knocked it out of the park. The second Beetlejuice film is loads of fun, but it doesn't top this one. Number 2. Now we're talking The Nightmare Before Christmas. Again, very, very Tim Burton, German expressionist kind of stuff going on there. You probably know that Tim Burton used to work as an animator for Disney before he broke out on his own. He worked on things like The Fox and the Hound. But this is an absolute classic. It's a Halloween and a Christmas film rolled into one with... he's trying to be scary, but he's the most charming character in the world, voiced by Danny Elfman in the singing and Chris Sarandon in the speaking. What can you say about this that hasn't already been said? It's charming as heck, and it's a big influence on my very first children's book that came out during lockdown, Monsters Next Door. You see stripes, big eyes, huge heads, a little bit gothic. I did this during lockdown. It's still available. See, I've got plenty of snowflakes. It's a little bit Edward Scissorhands in places. I think, if you want a copy of this, it's written in rhyme. It's all in nice poetry. It's a good story. It's not scary for kids. I even took this to the nursery right across the street from this window here, where there's a bunch of preschool kids, and I asked them if they wanted a copy to read to the kids, and they read it, and I sold about 10 copies because the kids told their parents about it. So that was good fun. I'm working on a kind of a sequel to this book at some point very soon, if I can afford to do it. But it's still available from Candy Jar, link in the description. Very much Tim Burton influenced, as will the second one be. Second one, by the way, is called Aliens Up There. My favourite film of Tim Burton's is not Batman, Batman Returns. I do like Batman, obviously. It's an interesting film in that Tim Burton has never really been into comics, but he managed to get something right with Batman, because before 1989 Batman, all we had was Adam West, and Tim Burton went proper dark and gothic with it, cast Michael Keaton, who was massively unpopular with fans at the time. Millions of fans wrote letters to the studio saying, Michael Keaton's a comedian, he can't be Batman, and he proved them all wrong. But my favourite is Batman Returns. I think it's a far superior film. It's far more Tim Burton-y. It's given us Danny DeVito, Christopher Walken again, and Michelle Pfeiffer as the definitive, never-beaten Catwoman. It's got a Danny Elfman score, as has 89 as well. And again, Tim Burton at his height of his powers. He did produce Batman Forever, the third one, with Val Kilmer, but when Michael Keaton dropped out, when Tim Burton decided not to direct, Michael Keaton said, I don't want to be Batman in it. So they gave it to Joel Schumacher, and the rest is questionable. Anyway, that's my Tim Burton experience, and I've told you about the Kinks. What else was I going to tell you about? A little bit about what's happening with the Off-World Survivors short film. I've had a couple of props come in. I've had one of the toy rifles, not going Nerf this time, but something very similar. I'm going to sand, fill and paint and modify these up a little bit. I've had a couple of items of clothing, and I've reached out to 4 actors now, who will have parts waiting for them. If they turn me down, there are other people I can speak to, but I'm hoping they go for it. They're not huge roles, but it's a very short film. But if they can't or don't want to be in it, that's fine. I can rejig it. I've broken the story. For me, breaking the story is the hard thing, because that's when you've got all your massive cloud of ideas, like jigsaw puzzle pieces, and then you've got to work out which order they go in and what makes sense and what would be not only make sense but an interesting and engaging story. So I really want to make this good, even though it's going to be a 15-minute short film. I think I've got 4 or 5 people locked in for doing practical models of the 3 spaceships I need. Hang on. Yeah, 3 spaceships. So I've got about 4 people lined up to do some stuff on that. More news when I can talk about it. So the next couple of weeks I'm just trying to write the script. I've started on the first draft, and it took me about 5 or 6 hours yesterday, and I did the first page. Always slow to start, but as soon as I get into the flow of things. But I've got many ideas of how the film should start, and you've got to keep it short, but it's got to be good. So the 6 hours I spent was writing stuff, the same stuff, a million times, and sort of reworking it, going, oh, this should go there, that should go there, we should cut it. So anyway, I do enjoy writing, but sometimes it can be a bit of a slog to get started. But I think we're cooking on gas now. Obviously, Off-World Survivors is a spiritual sequel to Off-World Alien Planet, which is available now on Amazon Prime and Apple and all over the place, basically. Like I said, made on a very low budget in 6 days. Not the best film in the world, considering everything went wrong, but we still managed to get it out there. We still managed to get an American distributor. So it might be worth a watch, who knows? There's something about it. I think I'm doing this this short film as a sort of, not so much a full sequel, but more a kind of what else happened, as a kind of way to revisit that universe and some of the characters, and just I don't know. Well, the main reason is to commemorate 10 years since the first day of filming on that film. Anyway, that's it for me for now. I'll be back hopefully to tell you more about my trip to London to see the Tim Burton exhibition, the World of Tim Burton. And I've been talking for far too long. I will catch you next time, very soon. Bye-bye.